what just happened? Alex, Poatan Pereira has done it again. Another knockout, another highlight, and another name added to his list of victims. UFC 320 just went down in Las Vegas, and fans can't stop talking about the main event, Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev 2. This was supposed to be Ankalaev's redemption story, but Pereira turned it into another nightmare. The way he landed that final shot. Oh man, that's something we'll be seeing on UFC highlight reels for years. Let's break down everything that happened. The build-up, the fight, and what this win means for the future of the light heavyweight division. All right, before we talk about that knockout, let's rewind the clock. When Pereira first beat Ankalaev, many fans said it was luck, that maybe the Russian had an off night, that he'd come back stronger next time. Ankalaev himself promised that if they ever fought again, things would be different. He trained like a madman for this rematch. Wrestling camps in Dagestan, sparring with world-class strikers, cutting promos saying, "This time I'll expose Pereira's weaknesses." But here's the thing. Pereira isn't your average fighter. He's built differently. From kickboxing to MMA, Poatan has proven that power translates across any discipline. Every punch, every kick. It's got that thudding, bone-shaking energy behind it. And heading into UFC 320, Pereira wasn't just defending a belt. He was defending his legacy. He said in the press conference, "I'm not here to prove anything. I'm here to remind people why I'm the champion." That calm confidence, that's pure Pereira energy. Meanwhile, Ankalaev was out for revenge. He wanted to erase the memory of his loss, regain his spot at the top, and silence the crowd that doubted him. You could feel the tension building all week. The weigh-ins were intense. Ankalaev stared daggers. Pereira smiled like he'd already seen the ending. As soon as the cage door closed, the energy in Allegiant Stadium was unreal. The lights dimmed, Bruce Buffer did his thing, and the fans were on their feet. Round 1 started cautiously. Ankalaev came out with a game plan. Use his wrestling, control the distance, stay away from that dangerous left hook. He shot for a takedown early and got Pereira to the fence. For a second, it looked like he might actually control the fight. But Pereira's takedown defense was sharp. He used those strong hips, that balance he's been working on since his Glover Teixeira days, and shrugged Ankalaev off. Then it began. Those brutal leg kicks. You know the ones. That thud that echoes through the arena. Pereira landed them like clockwork, one after another. And you could see Ankalaev's stance start to shift. His lead leg was already turning red just 3 minutes into the fight. By the end of round 1, Pereira had set the tone. Ankalaev tried to close the distance, but Pereira's timing was just too precise. It was chess, and Poatan was 3 moves ahead. In round 2, Ankalaev knew he needed to switch things up. He started throwing more combinations, mixing jabs and overhands, even feinting for takedowns. But Pereira, man, he was locked in. He started reading every move. Ankalaev threw a right hand. Pereira slipped it. Ankalaev tried another takedown. Pereira stuffed it. And then, in that classic Pereira fashion, he began walking him down. Each step forward felt like a warning. The crowd could sense it. You could almost feel everyone holding their breath. Then came that moment. Ankalaev threw a lazy left jab. Just 1 split second of hesitation, and Pereira countered with a thunderous left hook, straight to the chin. It was perfectly timed. Ankalaev froze. His knees buckled. And before he could even react, boom! Pereira followed up with a right hand that sent him crashing to the canvas. The crowd erupted. The ref jumped in, and just like that, it was over. Alex Pereira, the man who once ruled kickboxing, had knocked out one of the toughest Russians in the UFC again. As soon as the ref stopped the fight, Pereira did what he always does. No wild celebration, no trash talk. He simply stood there, calm, composed, and raised his hand like a warrior who already knew this was destiny. Meanwhile, Ankalaev sat on the canvas, stunned. You could see the frustration on his face, the realization that Pereira wasn't just another fighter. He's a force of nature. In the post-fight interview, Pereira kept it humble. He said, "Magomed is a great fighter, very strong, very smart. But tonight I was better. I respect him and all my opponents. This is what I do. That's classic Poatan. Destroy your opponent, then show them respect." Dana White, on the other hand, couldn't stop smiling. He called Pereira the scariest man in combat sports right now. And honestly, it's hard to argue with that. With this win, Pereira not only defended his light heavyweight title, but also proved that his knockout power is something the UFC hasn't seen in years. And let's not forget, this guy's only been in MMA for a handful of years. In that short time, he's captured 2 division titles and taken out names like Adesanya, Blachowicz, Prochazka, and now Ankalaev, twice. Now, here's where things get spicy. What's next for Alex Pereira? After UFC 320, rumors immediately started flying. Some fans are calling for a super fight. Pereira moving up to heavyweight to chase a 3rd belt. Others want him to fight the winner of the upcoming title eliminator between Jamahal Hill and Nikita Krylov. But let's be real. Pereira doesn't need to chase anyone. At this point, fighters are chasing him. There's even talk about Ilia Topuria, who's been calling himself a future 3-division champion, saying he'd love a shot at Pereira someday. That would be crazy. Pereira, though, seems focused on defending what he has. He told reporters, "I'll fight whoever the UFC puts in front of me. I'm here to give fans big fights. And you know what? He's been delivering every single time. His story is one of the wildest in UFC history. From a quiet kickboxing champion in Brazil to becoming a global superstar, he's got that mystique. The stone-faced warrior who barely speaks but lets his fists do all the talking. And when you think about it, Pereira's rise is almost cinematic. The man who lost his first MMA fight years ago is now standing on top of the world, leaving behind a trail of knockouts and broken dreams. Let's talk about the fans for a second, because social media went absolutely wild after this fight. X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, Reddit. Everyone's talking about that knockout. Memes everywhere. Some fans called Pereira the final boss of the UFC. Others joke that he's the Thanos of MMA, collecting belts like infinity stones. Even other fighters chimed in. Jamahal Hill tweeted, "Respect to Pereira. That man's power is unreal." Glover Teixeira, Pereira's coach and mentor, said, "This is just the beginning. He hasn't even shown his full potential yet. That's the thing. Pereira isn't just a champion. He's redefining what dominance looks like in modern MMA. He's fought some of the most dangerous strikers and grapplers and found a way to win. He doesn't rely on trash talk or drama. His power speaks louder than words. And when you think about it, how many fighters have that aura? That presence where you just know something crazy could happen every time they step in the cage? Very few. Maybe Ngannou had it. Maybe John Jones at his peak. But right now, it's all Pereira. So, what did UFC 320 teach us? Simple. Never doubt Alex Pereira. He's not just a fighter. He's an era. From stunning KOs to humble respect, Pereira embodies everything that makes the UFC special. Magomed Ankalaev fought hard, no doubt. But once again, Pereira showed the difference between great and legendary. And now the big question remains. Who's next? Because whoever steps up better bring something special. Because Poatan is not slowing down anytime soon. So what do you guys think? Should Pereira go for a third belt and become the UFC's first ever triple division champ? Or should he stay at light heavyweight and keep building his legacy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you loved this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nina Scoop for more insane UFC stories. That's it. I'll see you next time. Because in the fight world, there's always another story waiting to be told.